Boom! We are back and we are done with week 7. So here is our recap for Project Bestseller week number 7. Now, it's been 50 days. For some reason, I keep thinking in my head that 50 days is the halfway point going to 100 days, but we are well past the halfway point. We have 90 days to complete this challenge, and we have completed 50 days. So I am excited to give you the first update on the back half of our time frame. And I'll be honest with you, all right, I got some good news. We crushed it this week. This was an excellent week. And here's a trend that I'm noticing. And this is probably the same for all of us, but the weeks that I'm fully in town, I'm able to get into my routine. I'm a big routine guy. I love my routine. I'm able to get into my routine and I am really able to focus. Part of this, I believe, is due to the fact that I purely have more time available. Okay. These previous weeks where I've been on the road, I've been living out of hotels, and I've been traveling constantly, I have not had as much time to really lock in and be in the comfort of my own space. And so I'm recognizing that writing the book was fine to do in a variety of places because I could get locked in. But as I'm doing all this back end stuff with the book and communicating, I feel that I'm getting a lot more done when I'm in my own environment. And so I just want to shout this out to you. Feel good about your environment. So set yourself up, surround yourself with an environment that you can flow, that you can jive with, that you can get a good vibe with. Don't get me wrong. There are going to be times on this entrepreneurial journey where you're going to have ups and you're going to have downs. You're going to have to make adjustments, right? I traveled more in the first half of this challenge than I have since the pandemic. And so I really want to encourage you guys that as we listen to this episode and as you just embrace life and as you embrace entrepreneurship, as you embrace writing your book, to give yourself a little bit of grace. All right. We're human beings. We do the best that we can. We get that. But also set yourself up, put yourself in a position to succeed. So if you know you're going to be on the road, well, can you do more at home? Or maybe you like working at airports. Can you get to the airport 30 minutes early? Maybe you don't like being at airports, but you like working at airports, right? So I really want you to start thinking about that way. How do you optimize your success? How do you set up your environment to have great success? Now, let's get into week 7. All right. As I mentioned, we crossed the halfway point and we ended on day 50. And so let's break it down. As always, I'm going to give you the breakdown of what I did each day of the week. Then I'm going to give you the time breakdown so you can see exactly how long it takes. And I'm going to finish up with what's to come. So Monday, all right, as always, we started off with a bang and I started working on my edits that I had received from my editor. So the way that I had worked with my editor is that we were going to do 2 edits, which means I send her the manuscript. She does 1 round of edits, sends it back to me. I make the adjustments. I send them back to her. She finishes it and sends me the final book. Okay. So on Monday, I got 1/3 of the way done with her edits. Now, the way that I'm going through this is I'm reading the book. I'm seeing her changes and suggestions. I'm making edits as needed. And I'm just making sure that everything flows. Now, before I even go on any further, editors are amazing. They are superheroes for your book. They are like the peanut butter to your jelly. Okay. It's unbelievable. And she really just helped bring to light some of the things that I would never catch, right? Some of these mini grammar things between the difference between a dash and a hyphen and some of these other things, where to put the commas. Do you use bullet points or do you use numbers for different lists? All these little things that I have no idea about, but she does. And that's what she catches. Tuesday, I got about 60% of the way done. Wednesday, I started doing my first round of edits. I started finishing that round. Okay. I wanted to finish it so that I could get the book back to her by Thursday. And what I also did on Wednesday was I got some cover design feedback and I started to see what was going on with the first round of cover designs. Did I like them? Did I not? Where could I get better? Where could I improve? And so at that point, by Wednesday, I had finished the first round of me reviewing the edits from my editor. All right. So now let me dig in a Thursday here because this is where the week really shifts for me. All right. The first 3 days were mostly about just doing that editing. And so Thursday, the week starts to shift, but something else that was really exciting that happened for me, and I'll tell you why it was really exciting, but I actually did multiple sessions where I worked on my book multiple times throughout the day. And this was really exciting because most of the time that I've been working on this book project, it's been just that one time frame that I commit to. But on Thursday, I got to be honest, I was just feeling it. I was feeling it. I was feeling the positives. It's like, we're crushing it. Let's keep going. And I was also feeling like, okay, do I have everything under control? What needs to get done? How are we executing? And I really wanted to start moving forward on some of the back end production. So here's what happened on Thursday throughout these multiple sessions. First is I reviewed and sent my finished round of edits back to the editor. The second thing that I did was I got my second round of cover designs. And so I started to go through that. The third thing that I did was I actually had a call with my editor to just go over a few questions that I had. I wanted to understand why she made certain suggestions. One of the things that she did really well, and this was one of the things that we talked about on this call, and this is something that you can do with your editor, is she had rearranged parts of a different chapter. And she did this a few times. And on one of them, I was like, this is amazing. Like, I completely agree with you. As I reread it, I was like, this is a great eye. But then there was another one, and I was like, I want to know why you thought this, because I don't know if I agree. And she explained why she thought about it, and I understood that, and I was able to make certain changes. I didn't use all of the changes that she had suggested, but I did use some, and I understood why she said it. So I was able to make sure that the book flowed in the right way. And so that was really a beneficial call that I had with my editor. And this is what's really cool. When you're writing your book and you're bringing on these team members to work with you, the more you give them, the more you communicate with them, and the better vibe you get before even hiring them, the more likely you are to be able to have them be more invested in your project. And since this is someone, my editor for this book is the same one who did my editing for my third book, we're invested in each other's success. So she wants me to have a great book. I want her to do a great job so I can refer her to more people. And so she's jumping on the phone with me and making sure that we have enough time to communicate. And I'm really grateful for her. Her name's Carly Cat of Cat Editing. So you can check her out. Let her know I sent you. But she's amazing. And then what I did was I worked on my front and back matter. Now, your front and back matter, again, this is all on Thursday. Your front and back matter is your dedication, your copyright page, your title page, your lead generation page, your review page. It's your acknowledgement. It's your about the author page. It's all the stuff that goes in the front of the book and the back of the book. That's on the outside of the actual content of the book. And then the last thing that I did was I continued to search for my formatter. Now, this is really interesting because there was someone that I was planning on using, and she had to shut her business down, which was pretty wild. And so I have several other people that I really enjoy and that I really like to refer to other people, and they do great work. But I wasn't sure who I wanted to select for this particular project, because I do think that there are certain people better for certain projects than others, right? Certain budgets that are better than others, certain communication better than others, certain turnaround times better than others. And I think you really have to do it on a book by book basis. And so I started searching on it. So now we're at Friday. All right. Friday comes along and I worked on my lead gen. I continued to work on my front and back matter. I updated my bio. I realized my bio needed to be updated. And so I worked on all of those things. And I kind of am really focusing on, if you could tell, I'm really focusing on just making sure that I execute one thing at a time to really get everything organized and to just stay on top of all the mini tasks that a book needs to have completed. And this is something that we talk about with our authors in the Big Idea to Bestseller coaching program, is we set them up with exactly what they need to do at each phase of the process. And this is something that we're continuing to refine. I keep adding things into it because I want it to be so easy for someone else to not have to worry about, okay, what do I do now that the book's in the editor's hand? What do I do now that I got my cover design? What happens next? Right? I want to make the process as easy for you as possible so that you can get your book out as fast as possible. Now, fast forward to Saturday, I did a little weekend work. I was enjoying myself. I wanted to get this party started. And so I ended up on Saturday, I bought the ISBNs for my print book, my paperback book, as well as my ebook. Now, for those of you that don't know, an ISBN is basically your book identifier. That's when you type in that ISBN, it's a 13-digit number. It will just pull up your book. That's how you can really make sure that your book is identified, it's known, it helps with distribution. There's a lot of benefits of having your own ISBN. And this is something that we dig deeper into the program. But if you're writing your book, I would recommend you buying an ISBN. Check out BOWKER. And that is where in the United States, you will get your ISBN number. I made a decision on my formatter and I added all the links to the book. So up until this point in my book, even with the editor, I had placeholders. Okay, so I had where instead of the link, I had literally the word link. So instead of if you want to get a free resource, visit www. Whatever the link is, it literally said if you want to get a free resource, visit link. And that was in all caps and bold so that I knew how to replace it. And so what I did is now that we have the landing pages and the different back end things dialed in, I put all of those in there. And so it's www. Whatever the link is. And so I put that in for every part of the book where I'm giving away a resource or inviting somebody to book a call. There's also links at the back of the book. And you really just wanted to make sure, I really want to make sure that those were all dialed in. And then Sunday, your boy rested. All right, we rested. We took a day off. All right, we had to get into the swing of things, and we had a really fun day planned anyway. So I just wanted to rest and spend time with my family, my girlfriend, watch some football, watch the Lakers, and that was it. So 7-week update. I got to be honest. I'm really excited about where we are at in the process. All right, we are looking good for our timeline. We might be able to have the finished book cover design formatted here in just a couple of weeks. All right, there's a few things left that we have to do, and I'll explain that in just a second, but I want to talk about the time invested this week. Monday, and typically our Mondays have been our strongest day, one of our strongest consistent days. That was 68 minutes, excuse me. Tuesday, 54 minutes. Wednesday, 91 minutes, because I really needed to finish those edits, so I had to spend a little more time. Thursday, that was the day with multiple sessions. That was 138 minutes. Friday, 64 minutes. Saturday, 44 minutes. And Sunday, 0 minutes. So the total time this week spent on writing my fourth book was 7 hours and 39 minutes, which was an average of about 65.57 minutes per day. All right, so again, still averaging out to be right about an hour. And if you look at it from, oh, Jake, you didn't work on Sunday, that number will go up a little bit, right? That number will go up a little bit per day on average. And the total time that we've spent on this entire project through Project Bestseller is 41 hours and 42 minutes, which through day 50 is an average of 50.04 minutes. So I want to put this in perspective. We've done 50 days of this project. I have a completely done and edited book that I'm waiting for the final cover designs and I'm waiting for the book to be formatted. And I have spent 50 minutes a day on average. All right. This is possible. You can do this in this time frame. All right. And so here's the plan for week 8. The plan for week 8 is to get the book in the formatter's hand and get a fast turnaround time. All right. Now, I've stressed to all the formatters and the one that I specifically hired, I said, hey, I am on a fast timeline. So I am paying a little bit more to get it a rush order. Now, if I wasn't on this deadline, I might have it take a little bit more time. I might go a little slower in certain areas. But because we are on this timeline for the challenge and because I want the highest quality, I'm willing to pay a little bit more to execute on that. Other things that are going to happen in week 8 is hopefully we will decide on the final cover design of the book. While we are doing that, I'm going to be starting to now finish the back cover content. This is if I'll have a book blurb. This is what I'll put on the back. This is my bio, my image. This is all the extra content that will go on the back cover of my book. And besides that, we're just going to go through the checklist again, and we're just going to make sure that we have everything dialed in. And then it starts to become time where we switch the attention from production into publishing and launching. So there you have it. That's week 7 update. We are through day 50 of the challenge of Project Bestseller. And I'm so freaking hyped. I'm so freaking hyped. The amount of people that are reaching out saying that they're writing their rough draft, that they're fired up about this, that this is sparking new ideas gets me juiced. All right. So if you want to follow along with us for the back half of this challenge, do it. All right, do it. You can literally get text every single day. That's how we do it. It's completely free. And I text you every single day, Monday through Friday, telling you what I'm doing, what I'm working on, and what you can be doing. And if you want to join, just text the word bestseller to the number 661-669-7363. Again, that's 661-669-7363. And that's what I got. Look, I know you're hustling. You're making things happen. We're approaching the end of the year. We got to make things happen. We got to finish this year strong, and we got to execute. And if you want to write a book during the holidays and get your first draft done, that's doable. If you want to have your book out by Q1, Q2 of next year, that's doable. You got this. You just got to say yes to yourself. So look, if you need any additional help, you know where to find me. I'm here for you. All right. I want to see you succeed. And as always, I appreciate you tuning into this, you're listening to this. This is where we have some fun. All right. I hope this brings a little more joy, a little more inspiration, gets you fired up. Now let's go out there and let's execute and let's finish this thing strong. So with that said, I will talk to you later. Peace.